What's up, boys and girls? Rob Ferretti here, staying at the Homewood Suites here in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. You know, you're not really living until you stay in a hotel. It's got a full kitchen and no bar. But 3-star was the best they had down around here, so that's what I do. And why am I down here? Well, I'll show you right now. It's got some cars going to an event, and then the U-Haul trailer or the wiring on my new truck was not giving me lights, so I took that as a backup. But during the day we should be okay. We'll hook that back up and I'll just drive the truck, the Jeep back. But this is always a shortcoming of my business, is moving 1 or 2 cars is easy, but when I have to move like 4 or 5 of them, I don't have the appropriate trucks. Pretty good, straight back. Just let it roll. So close, no touchy. All right, and something I noticed is sort of a design flaw. Well, this is sort of at face height, because I'm like, what is this? These are all rock chips. Come on, tell me that doesn't sound pretty nice. That's why Aston Martins work. But you see both sides here have rock chips because it bulges out. And this, I feel like this is a commercial for U-Haul trailers here. It's not, but my trailers get stolen, so when I need them, we rent them. But they're not always available. When you look at this, and this, and this, and this, look at the profile on this car. If you shoot a rock off of the front tire, it sort of goes underneath or goes around. Same thing with the Audi. But when you look at the Aston Martin here, it sort of bulges. Excuse Gavin for ruining my video, but it sort of bounces off here and it like deflects the rocks because this pops out. So I don't know, I can't be the only Aston Martin that has this, but the fact that it's on both sides and when you get low you see it, I would consider that as a design flaw. At the very least, you would think that the factory would put clear bra or something to prevent that. Look at that. I also got I got my truck repainted over there. It looks much better now. It doesn't have the ripple on the side. But this truck is going to go. If anyone wants to buy, actually, I'm going to sell. I've got 3 new ones being built right now. These 2 are both going to go. So if anyone wants that's an LLB motor, it's pre-def too. So that thing's a home run for somebody who doesn't mind the mileage. And this one is just a newer one. But run a business, move your own car. Just look how easy this is. Or you can even buy the whole company and make them yourself. Now that I've got this being built over at Hodges, I got to figure out the best way if I want to improve it. The only thing I thought about was putting the whole thing on bags. Imagine not having those ramps in the back and just going and lowering it to the ground. I think there should be clearance, at least for a 6 or 8 inch drop. But that's just one more moving part that could potentially fail. So if you wonder what my life looks like, This is the stuff that's actual work for me, like the not the YouTube stuff, but the actual I have to go out and do something as I run an event or have to provide multiple cars at one time. And I run into the shortcoming of I don't have a large 4-car truck. I used to have a 4-car and a 6-car carrier, and it came in very handy when I did corporate events and stuff. Now we got to make it work. And normally I would have just driven down my Tesla and had the 2 trucks pull the 2 trailers, and that moves up to 4 cars. And if we have more than that regionally, we're either going to hire a full truck, like a 6-car hauler, because if you don't block out the whole truck, it gets very frustrating. If you don't block out the whole truck, a truck driver or a broker, even worse, will say anything to get the thing on the truck. And then even if you miss your rental, if they show up 2 days late and everything goes sideways, they don't care. They'll have the cops come. You have to pay them to get it off the truck. So that's why I move my own stuff. But this is one of the things that I'm able to do that other people that quote unquote rent cars can't, which is I can do corporate events. Because like, especially when you're working with big companies or like luxury brands or anything like that, you know what they ask you for? A COI. You know what you don't have if you're not a rental company? A COI. So you don't have rental insurance. You can't provide vehicles and experiences like this. And your company also doesn't have a value. That's a hustle. This right here. Oh, this is just pretty. I wish like a week ago, the trees probably would have been flowering and this would have looked a little nicer. But this is the day in my life. And a solution. So if somebody has, and I'd love to have somebody sort of on call or somebody who has even like a rental wedge with a car hauler attached to it, a 3 or 4 car, would make my life significantly easier. But otherwise, I just have to factor in logistics of maybe looping trucks. Like say I needed 8 cars here or 12 cars here. I would have had these 2 trucks pulling 2. I'll have 3 trucks. So I'll be able to move 6 cars at once, but I'll have them go, drop off, come back, drop off, and just factor in the additional time. But obviously there's ideal solutions and not ideal solutions, but owning trailers and trucks that you have to insure and register that I'm not going to use all the time isn't necessarily the best play. Sometimes you just got to hustle a little bit harder and get different logistics, like rent the U-Haul trailers or hire a third-party company. But again, the third-party companies, especially on the way out there, when if you're late, you lose the money, could be a problem. So Rob Ferretti in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, doing car stuff and getting work done and making a couple of bucks while I do it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.